Hey guys, so I'm back with another video of me awkwardly squatting because the camera placement just can't get quite right. I don't know if it's going to cut off my head. You know what? We're just going to go with that. I know I'm looking a little bit different than I was in my previous video. I'm a little bit more active wear. I'm a little bit more Amy Louise fit rather than Amy. But that's okay. It's because I'm just about to go to the gym because I found out my gym closed at 2 today. So this is going to be not rushed, I don't want to rush it, but this is going to be not as long as the previous video. I need to add as well that I am making this video completely off the bat. I think the word is ad hoc, but I'm not entirely sure, so I'm going to have to look that up and see whether it actually is ad hoc. This could be a little bit all over the place. Like, I literally, all I was thinking about was making the video. I didn't actually think about what I was going to speak about in the video. So this will be very, very interesting. Also quite cold, but let's just make this video. As you would have seen in my previous video, and if you haven't watched it, I suggest you go and give it a watch. 2017 was, whew, it was a year and a half. Well, technically it was a year, but you know what I mean. It's a saying. For this reason, I have decided to not set absolute goals for 2018 because for me personally that doesn't work. My life is very random and I feel that I will only end up disappointed if I set very specific goals because I may not reach them. And this sort of brings me on to my first point. Whenever people make New Year's resolutions, I wouldn't say these are resolutions, they're just sort of directions that I want to take the next year. Whenever people make them, they're always about wanting to lose weight or wanting to look good or wanting to do this. And funnily enough, mine's kind of the opposite of all of this, in that I want to spend this year maybe drifting away from the fitness side of things for a little bit. And I'm not saying I'm gonna stop working out. I'm not saying I'm gonna stop like working for progression and making fitness content and enjoying that, because that will always be a big part of my life and I'll probably still be in the gym 5 days a week. But I don't think I want to make that such a big part of my identity anymore, which I've done a lot of thinking about this because it's tough, because I feel that now I very much am known for that. You know, I'm standing here in my Gymshark and you know, I look like physically that is my persona, but I just don't feel it. And there are so many more people out there that are giving such fantastic information and are so passionate about fitness that I just don't see those qualities and those traits within me anymore. It's not something that I resonate with. I love lifting weights and I love doing yoga and walking and random stuff like rock climbing and all sorts. I just don't want that to define me anymore. I am starting to regain my love of languages and my love of culture and other things that used to be important to me, but sort of I threw to the wayside a little bit when I got so involved within the fitness industry. Being in the fitness industry can be hard for me mentally at times. I think it can be hard for everybody in that you are very much stuck in comparison. Personally, I see myself as a more academically minded individual. So doing work for me that's very hands-on and where I don't really get to use like my brain a lot in a deep philosophical way isn't fulfilling for me. I think on broad terms, and I want to really delve into this a little bit more and find out what it is that, you know, makes my heart sing. And that goes on to the sort of next thing. So number one is to slowly drift away from the fitness identity, and number two is to regain my knowledge of languages. I plan on finding either French conversation group or a French club or courses, anything like that in my local area. I've already seen a few things to get my language skills up to a good level again. I'm just going to put this camera up because I'm getting a sore back. Oh, that doesn't look good though, does it? That's annoying. Anyway, I'm going to look up courses. There we go, that's comfortable. Because I was very, very good at speaking French. I learned French for 2 years in school and then 2 years in university, and at university it's taught at a very high level, very, very difficult. It was very, very stressful, and so I ended up being able to speak it really bloody well. And I feel like because now I have been out of practice for about 2 years, language is one of those things that declines so quickly. Like, it takes such a long time to learn it, and then if you don't practice it, it's like but I speak French very intuitively, and so I know that if I were to say join a French conversation class, or even if I were to go to France for a little while, I pick it up very, very quickly and very, very easily. It's not an easy language, that's for sure, but intuitively it's just within me, and I would really, really love to do that again, because like I said, I am redeveloping my passion for languages and linguistics. However, I feel that if I'm not at like a bilingual stage, I'm not really demonstrating that love, and that will be a big one for me this year that I really, really want to focus on. And it would be so awesome if I can look back this time next year and be like fluent in French. That's the pentultimate, is that a word? Anyway, that's the ultimate goal. But again, I'm not going to say like this is a very specific and exactly what's going to happen goal, because you never know what can happen. I might start learning it again and be like, you know what, I'll just stick to English. So you just never know. My third one is to spend less time in activewear, and this one sort of goes along with number one. Activewear is great. As you can see, I wear it a lot. I love it. But I've been finding that since I've been making more of an effort to buy nicer clothes for myself and wear more like jeans and boots and skirts and all of that sort of stuff, it's making me feel a little bit more myself and a little bit more confident in who I am. I'm not saying that the clothes you wear are a representation of well, they kind of are a representation of who you are, I suppose, but when I actually make the effort to look good in my appearance, I feel good. And this goes in line with something that I struggled with this year, or last year by the time you're watching this. On the days where I felt really bad mentally, I wouldn't wear makeup and I would wear just really rubbish clothes because I didn't want to appear like I felt good, and it's a really strange thing to try and comprehend. But now that I'm in a really good space mentally, I'm really happy. I want to experiment with that more. I'm not saying I'm going to become some sort of beauty and fashion guru, because that will never ever happen. But I do like making more of an effort in my appearance. I had eyelash extensions last month. They were so good. And as soon as I save some money, I want to get those again. And just little things that make me feel good. And if that's materialistic, it's materialistic. I don't really care. In terms of diet changes, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. However, I've noticed that in the last week or so, my sugar intake has been so high. And I'm not one to say that sugar is bad for you and you should cut out sugar or anything, but this is something I'm going to try and be a little bit more cautious of, just because I know for me, like, sugar does make my blood sugar levels just like ebb and flow, and that's not really what you want. You want like a happy medium. And so I don't know how many times I said "and so" in this video. I would like to reduce my intake of sugars. Of course, I'm never going to stop eating fruit or sweet potato or any of that, but just the random stuff like fruit flavored yogurts, I've been eating a few of those. I don't even like them. I just bought them because it looked interesting. I'll just stick to my natural yogurt. They weren't even nice anyway. I've been eating a lot of chocolate, but that's this time of year, so I'm not going to be harsh on myself about that. That's going to be a big one for me to focus on. I'd like to do more travel this year, ideally, and especially now that I'm in Europe, I feel like I'm in a perfect position to do so. It does all depend on where I'm working, what I'm doing, and how much free time I have. But what's so cool about living in the UK is that I can have a weekend trip away somewhere, which is very, very exciting. I don't have to travel for ages to get somewhere, so that will be in the cards. And whether maybe that's just travel within England, like I might go see some of my family up in Scotland, or I might go to Manchester, or I definitely actually will be going to Sheffield because most of my family are based there, and I'll be seeing them hopefully numerous times throughout the year. So I'll definitely be up in Sheffield, but we'll see where that takes us. That's something I'd really like to do. In terms of work, I haven't got any big goals around that, because right now I just need to get my savings back up to a decent level. Moving over here was expensive, flying over here was expensive, and I've just bought a car, which is also expensive. So I just need to save at the moment. That's like my big goal. Save money. And whether that be having to live off of home brand oats and rice, then that's just what has to happen. But I am a sucker for a bargain, so I have been actually pretty good at that already, and I'm going to try and continue to do that. I would like to make more YouTube videos this year and just be a little bit better with my content, but again, I find that for me, I can't force this type of stuff on myself. I work best behind a camera when it's something I can do intuitively. I seem to be using that word a lot lately, and something that comes quite naturally to me and not forced. I prefer to make these type of videos where I'm in front of the camera and I just talk. But what's hard is that what gets the most views are the vlogs and what I eat in a day. And I do enjoy making those. I just find that it's harder to enjoy the moment when you're out and about because you're constantly thinking, can I film this? Can I film that? People are looking at me and all these things. Whereas this, I just get to be free and I get to be creative and I get to speak, and that's what I really, really like. However, there will still be a mix, of course. If I was doing this purely for the views, which I'm not, I would just make those vlog type videos all the time, but like I said, I'm not doing it for the views. So there'll be a nice little mix here. The last little one will be regarding my mental health. Like I said, this is something that I can't really set a goal for because it's something quite unpredictable. I just want to grow stronger and stronger mentally this year. Every single week I want to grow stronger mentally. 2017 was the year that taught me. 2018 will be the year that shapes me. I am in a good place. I know the things that I can do to help myself, but I still definitely have a lot of things to improve on. I could be a lot more mindful than I am. This is something I will delve more into. Maybe I'll make a separate video on this because I'm not too sure at the moment what I want to do surrounding this. I just want to do things that make me happy and have a really good balance of a social life, also my like nice little introverted life. Get out of my comfort zone, be happy, be free, and know that life is awesome. It just is. That's it really, and that's probably a good way to finish this video. So I want to hear what you have aimed for this year. Please leave me a comment down below. I hope you like this video. I hope you're very, very excited to bring in this new year and that you had a fantastic New Year's Eve and you're all feeling a little bit worse for wear today, because that's exactly how it's supposed to be. I will see you all in my next video. This is me signing out. Have a great start to 2018. I love you all. Goodbye.